Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new Ninjago video here on the channel. My name is TannerFishies. In today's video, we are going to be discussing some canceled Ninjago Destiny's Bounty designs that of course were designed for various Ninjago seasons, but were scrapped in some way, shape, or form for one reason or another. Now the Destiny's Bounty, we know it, we love it, or at least I imagine a lot of us love it. It's pretty much a staple of Ninjago at this point, and it has had several designs over the course of Ninjago, with a new one coming this summer for the Ninjago United season. These designs are all very diverse, but they all capture that Destiny's Bounty feel, at least for the most part. But what if I told you there were supposed to be more Destiny's Bounties out there than what we already have? In fact, during Ninjago's Wild Brain saga, from Secrets of the Forbidden Spinjitzu to Crystallized, almost every season, aside from Crystallized, had an original Destiny's Bounty design. However, not every season did have their own bounty. Some seasons did, like in the case of Season 11 with the Land Bounty, and even Ninjago Seabound with the Hydra Bounty, but no, every single Wild Brain season was going to have its own Destiny's Bounty, aside from Crystallized. Unfortunately, a lot of them never saw the light of day, but they all do have concept art, which we're going to be looking at in today's video. So in today's video, we are going to be looking at all of these scrapped concepts for the Destiny's Bounty during the Wild Brain saga of Ninjago. Let's get into it. Alright, so first things first, I think it's only appropriate that we take a look at the Land Bounty, which of course was the first new bounty in the Wild Brain saga, and as you can see here, we have several concepts for the Land Bounty that did not make it into the final stages of production. This one here is called the Crawler, and as you can see, this very much looks like one of those sand crawler things from Star Wars. Star Wars fans, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. I'm not a huge Star Wars fan myself, but I recognize a sand crawler when I see one. But I like how this looks overall. Very chunky, very bulky. I can understand why they decided to go for a more sleek design for the final rendition of the Land Bounty, but this one's not too bad. I imagine this would be the bridge. That looks to be some type of turret up top. Not a bad idea. Also, this door could open to deploy vehicles and all that good stuff. Ladder on the back there. I kind of like this one, not gonna lie. I think this one would have made for a good Land Bounty. We also have a couple of other versions of the Land Bounty. This is the Tactical Land Bounty, and as you can see, this thing is huge. Large monster truck tires, again, more tactical, have a nice railgun looking thing right there on the deck. That's pretty useful. Sail back here doesn't look to be as useful as some of the other sails on some of the other bounties, but you do have the steering wheel right there, along with maybe some type of cockpit bridge area. Kind of strange how that works. Not a huge fan of that design, but I love the huge wheels. If there's one thing that I like about the final rendition of the Land Bounty, it's the wheels, and even though this one doesn't have 6 wheels, it only has 4 from what it looks like here, I still think this looks pretty good. Can't really deny that right there. I really like this tactical rendition of the Land Bounty. Looks a little bit more armored, to say the least. The next design that we're going to be taking a look at is this one right here, which does appear to be fairly traditional, hence the name traditional. This legit just looks like if you took the Destiny's Bounty and gave it wheels, which essentially is what the Land Bounty is, but this is more Destiny's Bounty shaped. And of course, you can see a lot of similarities here. These weird things sticking out the back, the bridge and whatnot would probably be in here. Sails up top. No dragon head up front though, which is kind of strange. You would think that they would have a dragon head up the front, you know, to make it a little bit more traditional, but still we have the 6 wheels, very similar to the bounty. I wonder if these would flip down and activate some type of jet booster thing, similar to the actual Destiny's Bounty. I'm not the biggest fan of this one. I don't think the Land Bounty would have worked if they literally would have just given the bounty wheels. I don't think that design would have looked good. I think the Land Bounty needs to be its own thing entirely, and even though I'm not a huge fan of the Land Bounty, I can respect how it's its own thing. This right here probably would not have worked, at least in my opinion. And finally, we have this design for the Land Bounty, which appears to be some type of half-track vehicle. This one is called Ornamental. Not sure why, maybe because of all the decorations everywhere. I kind of like the half-track design. I think it works for something like the Thunder Raider, and I think it could have worked for the Land Bounty as well. I'm not the biggest hater of this design. I think it looks pretty good, all things considered. Nice cannon up front, or maybe that's just something else entirely. We still have the sails out the back, not too shabby right there. And yeah, I don't know. I kind of like the half-track design. I think this could have worked if they wanted to go this route. And there are other designs for the Land Bounty as well that we could look at, but I don't want the entire video to be Land Bounty based. So we're probably going to end it off there for the Land Bounty. Just a couple of concepts that I thought were pretty cool. This one might be my favorite out of all of them that we just looked at. Now moving on, we have ourselves the Prime Empire version of the Destiny's Bounty, which of course would have been called the Bounty Hub. Like I said, every Wild Brain installment had a Destiny's Bounty designed, but only some of them used their actual bounties in their seasons. This is what the Prime Empire bounty would have looked like, and I think this is cool. Apparently this would have been the ninjas' home base, or at least one of their bases during the events events of Prime Empire when they were actually in the game, of course, so this probably would not have been a real vehicle, maybe just something inside the game, but as you can see, this would have made for an awesome set. We have a ramp here that could store the racers according to this concept. We also have some katanas, presumably, right here. Would have been a good place to store them. You have like a runway situation going on here, kind of like an aircraft carrier, like how that looks quite a bit. You can attach some flying vehicles right there. We also have ourselves a bridge down here, as presented in this image, where the ninja would obviously communicate and form their meetings, and of course the steering right up here at the top. Looking pretty cool. I really like this Prime Empire digified version of the bounty. I'm kind of sad that we never saw this. This looks really cool, actually. The bounty hub, this one is pretty awesome looking. I like how futuristic it looks as well. This kind of looks like if you modernized the Destiny's bounty, so to speak, or at least modernized it to the point where it's futuristic. I think that looks pretty good. Yeah, I like this one. Can't deny that. Kind of sad that we never actually saw this play out in Prime Empire itself. Here we have a bounty concept for Ninjago Season 13 Master of the Mountain. This one was called the Destiny Ram with Red Dragon Fury. This certainly does look like a furious red dragon. Sails folding forward, need to fit into dungeons. That's cool. Basically an upgraded version of the land bounty. It might go even faster, as suggested by these boosters back here. And this looks like it was made to navigate the caves of Shintaro. As referenced here, the sails will fold forward in order to fit through the caves. That's really cool. I like the face on this guy. Very gnarly looking. I like how it sticks out that far too. That's really cool. And presumably the Destiny's Ram, this could probably take down a lot of enemy vehicles, a lot of undead skeleton vehicles, all that good stuff. Maybe even go toe-to-toe with Griefbringer and the Skull Sorcerer. Cannons right here, bridge inside, all that good stuff. I like this concept a lot, actually. I like this one a lot too. Might be my favorite one that we've looked at so far in today's video. I don't know. There's just something about this one that just speaks to me, I guess. I like how this one looks a lot. Would have loved to have seen a set based on this bounty. That would have been cool. Yeah, really cool. Really, really awesome. I can just imagine this speeding through the tunnels of Shintaro. I want to see this one as an actual set. Maybe I'll make a mock of it one day. Who's to say? But overall, Destiny's Ram, I approve. Looks awesome. Can't deny that. Here we have a concept for what was known as the Destiny's Hurricane. This was for Ninjago, the island. And as you can see, this is just a huge raft type situation, a huge rescue boat type thing. Not sure the technical name, not sure what this would be called in the real world, but still kind of like a large boat to navigate the storm belt of the island. That looks good. I like it. I like it a lot, actually. Huge wide open deck space. Obviously, you probably have some storage inside and some places to stay over here. Large propellers out the back as well, kind of like a speedboat. That looks really cool. I like how that looks a lot, actually. Dude, these concepts are so cool looking. I like them a lot, actually. This would have made for an awesome set, too. Ideally, it would have floated as well. We know that some Lego boats can float. Usually, the bounties haven't really had a whole lot of luck with that. This one, I could see working as an actual floating vehicle, and I imagine some awesome Lego builders out there would be able to attach motors on the back, to actually make it run in the water. This is a really cool design. The Destiny's Hurricane, I like it. I like it a lot, actually. This might be my favorite one. I keep on saying that for all of these, but they're all just so cool looking. This one's really awesome, guys. I like this one a lot. And finally, we have here the Destiny's Typhoon. This was, of course, a bounty design for Ninjago Seabound. Now, with Seabound, we ended up getting a bounty, the Hydra bounty, obviously. This is kind of like an early rendition of the Hydra bounty, making it look a little bit similar to the Destiny's bounty. Obviously, we have a lot of the same cues, these large things, a large sail, very traditional looking as well, and the color scheme as well is very Destiny's bounty inspired. The Hydra bounty, with its white color scheme, in its finalized design, isn't the closest thing to the bounty that we know and love. This looks to be a little bit more similar to the bounty that we already know. Large harpoon up front. Love how that looks. Obviously, we have your storage space in here, but this one's not too bad either. Again, it brings it more in line with the traditional Destiny's bounty, but the Hydra bounty that we got, I don't mind it. So with that being said, guys, that'll pretty much wrap it up for my thoughts here. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Leave a comment down below discussing which of these scrapped concepts was your favorite, and which ones would you like to see Ninjago revisit one day. Maybe they could redo these again for a future version of the Destiny's Bounty. Who's to say? And I'm very curious to see what Ninjago United will look like in terms of its Destiny's Bounty set. So with that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed today's video, feel free to like and subscribe, do all that fun stuff, and I will talk to you guys again very soon. Peace.